Okay, today we got a little bit of fun here. We're up on a roof convenience store. This is a beer cooler, soda beer cooler, a compressor to it, and it was short cycling last night. I came up here, I put some MP39 in it, but we're going to take the MP39 out today and put 134A in it. I've got it over there. There it is there. We're going to put that in. But it was short cycling pretty bad yesterday, and it's pretty obvious where the leak is. If you look right there, you can see all that oil, all this oil around here. That's a pretty good. There's a stain on the roof below it. Let's see. But you can see the oil stain is from here all the way over to there. And what's happened is, let's see. What's happened is, you can see right there is the steel here ate into the copper because this was the compressor is vibrating against it, and the compressor's on springs, so when it goes on and off, it shakes like that. And let's put some soap on it. And you can see it's coming out pretty bad. Let's see if you can see it there. I'll keep this in. It's hissing out really. Getting too close in. It's leaking pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this metal away here, and I'm going to put a Hydrosorb rubber clamp and some unistrut steel behind it to hold it. This unit, you can see this tag over here. This unit's labeled here 401, which they've done away with this year. And it's got I'm sure it's got the old petroleum-based oil, Sunicel 3GS in there. So what I'm gonna do today is take the oil out of the compressor, put polyester oil in it, and this looks like a 3 horsepower. A little hard to see the numbers from where I'm at, but we're going to change the oil and reclaim this refrigerant and put some 134A in it. Now this Sporlan head pressure control, you can see it's labeled R12. So if I went up to 407, I'd have to change that over to an R22. So I'm going to keep it 134A, which is the replacement for 12, just to keep things simple so I don't have to replace that. Now that's a head pressure regulating device, and what that does is the hot gas discharge coming off the compressor, and it's on the way to the condenser, it taps into it here and it bleeds it over. Here's the line coming from the bottom of the condenser. It mixes some of the hot gas with the cooled off gas to maintain a certain pounds head pressure. I'm not sure what this one's rated at. Probably like 180 or something, 140, something 160, something like that. It's hard to see what that says. But what that pretty much does is with the fan running. Now, what we found people find over the years is sometimes a very cold winter, even though that's on there and with the fan running, it's just too cold. So what somebody did in the past was installed a head pressure fan control. It's kind of interesting. They mounted it right on the cover of the compressor box. One screw, but that's the first time I saw that. Yeah, it works though. I probably would have mounted it over on this metal plate or something with the bracket up higher, you know, get it mounted on the out of the way. But now this has this suction line here. This is where I'm going to put the hydrosorb clamp, and this has a old suction accumulator on it. Now what would be really good is to repipe the suction line from over here all the way in over to there and eliminate that old filter and the leak. But I'm trying to keep the bill reasonable for the guy. I don't want to spend all day repiping this for him. So what I'm going to do is at this time I'm not going to take that old suction filter out. And that's why I don't like them, because they get stuck in the system forever. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to repair the leak and reclaim the refrigerant. Okay, I'm going to get started now. Okay, I'm just finished with pulling the refrigerant out of the system. Reclaimed it, and what I'm going to do is I just cut away the metal over here, and I'm going to put this piece of channel super strut underneath this here, and I got a hydrosorb rubber clamp that I'm going to put on it, and we'll get that clamp down tight and nice and neat so we don't have the vibration. What will eventually happen, that vibration will crack the elbow sometimes. The inside of the elbow will crack. But okay, I'm getting ready to braze the connection up right there, and I'm going to put a brass T in it, and I've got some nitrogen flowing through it just a little bit, and see if I can get this to stay over here someplace. Up here. see the patch on the patch over here, right there. That's sealed up, and that's brazed in. I put a nice collar around that. Okay, now I'm going to change the filter dryer on it, and then I'm going to take the oil out, siphon the oil out over there. Getting it painted. That's nice. Let's see, I changed the dryer filter, and right now I'm going to change the oil. And what I did was I took the plug out, and this is an oil siphon that I use. It's made by Thermal Engineering, and what I'm going to do is siphon the oil out. The old petroleum based oil. Yeah, that's the old oil. I'm putting the new polyester oil in there. It's old oil. No, it looks okay, but it doesn't work with the new refrigerant. This old oil, what it did was it connected to the chlorine in the old refrigerant. The old refrigerant had chlorine in it, and it was able to go downstairs, go through the evaporator coil, and come back to the compressor. But with the new refrigerant, it doesn't have chlorine in it for the atmosphere, for the upper ozone. They took it out, so now I have to put POE oil in it, which pretty much floats through the system. And it doesn't connect to any chlorine. It doesn't need the chlorine. But that chlorine was a problem. It was getting up to the upper atmosphere, to the ozone layer, and destroying the ozone layer. The ultraviolet light would break the O3 molecules apart, or atoms apart, and
this is better.
huh? Yeah, oil filter. I mean, suction. It's a liquid line filter for the Freon, and it keeps everything. You can paint that if I'll get back.
Oh, finish. Huh? When are you done?
Alright, there's the oil I just took out. That's the old oil. Should be clean like Wesson oil. And it's got a lot of miles on it. Now I gotta fill it up to halfway in a sight glass here. If I can see in there.
नहीं नहीं ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਘਰ ਆ
Might have to go get more oil. So like a half a gallon. Dryer's changed, the oil's filled. I'm pulling a vacuum on it now. Vacuum pump sound is pretty quiet. Well, we're just starting our vacuum, and I'm on the liquid line and the suction line, and I just mounted this super strut down, the deep channel one. I'm getting ready to put the hydrosorb clamp on it. This is rubber, and it fits around the copper, so it doesn't shake and vibrate. It's pretty secure. This is 1 1/8 pipe. I had to get 1 3/8 because there's a coupling here. I'm going around the coupling. Hopefully it tightens up enough. And this is a good old standard hydrosorb. It's a nice clamp. These have been around quite a while. Actually, when these metal brackets first came out, they didn't have the rubber insert there. I used to have to use red rainbow packing. I installed a supermarket with, it was buying rolls of red rainbow packing, and cutting strips of rubber, putting that around. And of course, like 2 years later, they came out with these rubber grommets. But that was back around 72 or 74 or something like that. Oh, that's rock solid. Won't go in yours now. Okay, I'm pulling my vacuum. I can see it. It's just too much glare here. I'm down to 1,479 microns. Little ways to go yet. It's a big system. It's got a lot of tanks in it and evaporator coils and a lot of suction line. I told the fella to go to the Home Depot and get some the aluminum trailer roofing tar, which is pretty good for coating these things. The lid was pretty rusted, and he went and got aluminum Rust-Oleum. It's better than it was. It was rusted before, so it'll work pretty good. It doesn't up close, it doesn't look pretty, but from the road it'll look like a new unit up here. But he painted over the rust. The thing was pretty rusted, but it's oh, he even painted the back grill here. Well, that's good. Yeah, he did a good job. Did a good job. But he just got regular Rust-Oleum. What I usually use is it's aluminum tar. It's for trailer roofs, and I'll put that on sheet metal ductwork, anything that's getting rusted. Like you can see this old unit, refrigeration unit way down here. These just get rusted. It's an old Hussman, but you can see how it rusted out. And that's pretty common on these old Hussmans. The old units, not using this anymore. He wants to take it off the roof. An old timer. Somebody had a timer in here. I don't know what that was for. There's the defrost timer, but it is all stripped. The ultraviolet's getting to the wire casings here. These 2 units aren't being used anymore. Okay, I'm charging it up now. Put some paint on the box. I labeled the refrigerant and the oil. You see right there. R134A, DOE oil. Got the dryer changed. I'm putting gas in slowly. Air pressure's at 100 right now, 109 I think, something like that. Condenser fan's working good. Weighing the gas in. Done pulling the vacuum on it. And I just have to finish charging it up. Here's something I wanted to point out. The green dot in the sight glass. Look at that closely. You see the dark edge around the green dot? It's dark all the way around. That's from carbonization. The old mineral-based oil, when it got in the summertime, it's very hot. condenser gets dirty, and the compressor, the piston sleeves get very hot, and the oil tends to carbonize and break down, and it will it'll plug up the old headmaster valves. Alco used to have a pin in them, and that pin would jam up. You'd have to take the head off and free it and all that. It was kind of painful. But that's carbonization buildup, and that'll get caught in the screen in your expansion valve. Get enough of it, but that's what you look for carbonization in the system. Okay, but now with the new POE oil in it, I don't know if that's gonna carbonize or not like the old stuff did. The polyester oil. Now, the old oil was petroleum-based oil. Soniso 3GS. Good. It was good oil. They both have the same lubrication factor. Okay. Okay. Let's see, I put 8.3 pounds out of this bottle and 3.4 pounds out of that bottle. That was almost empty. Wanted to use it up. My sight glass is nice and full. My oil level's good. I soaked everything up with good old Big Blue. I don't have any leaks. Check the flare nuts on the drier and my braces on the line here. My suction pressure is 13 pounds. My discharge is 139, and this is 134A, so it's fine. You can see this is interesting. Can't find it. I'm showing bubbles in the sight glass. That's because the expansion valve's opening and closing. Right now it's open. In a few seconds it'll close off and the sight glass will clear up. That's good. It shows me I'm right at the point where I don't have too much gas in or not enough. It'll close off in a minute or so. There it goes. Got a lot of heat coming out of here. My sight glass, you see how it cleared up? That's because the expansion valve closed off. Okay, I've got a lot of heat coming out of here. It's working good. Head pressure is okay, 143, 144. Suction is 14. My evaporator is 13.914. It'd be better if it was up around 20, 24. But it means that the expansion valves are open a little bit too much. But it's been like that for a long time. If the coils ice up with the new refrigerant in it, then I'll have to close the valves off a little bit. Well, I'll leave that for another service call. I don't want to hit the guy with too much on one day. But I've been here a few hours and we got a new paint job on the thing. This is downtown Elyria over there, in that direction. Elyria, Ohio. If you have a pipe wrench, a red pipe wrench, a rigid pipe wrench, you look on it, and it was made in Elyria, Ohio. There's a big foundry over here. Rigid Tools is over here. This is where they started. But that's it, guys. A little breezy today, but this guy's running good. I have cold soda and beer. From Elyria, Ohio. Later.